shockingly, GenLock is actually getting a season 2. Now, while fans of GenLock should be excited for that news, a lot of them are actually not. Why is that? Because, well, take a look at this headline. GenLock Season 2 starring Michael B. Jordan will get HBO Max premiere. Now, what they aren't explaining here yet, and maybe the article will go into it, I have not read this article yet, but I can tell you what's going on. It's going to be a 90-day exclusive on HBO. A 90-day exclusive. That means even the paying Rooster Teeth First members will have to wait 90 days until they are able to see Season 2, unless they also pay for HBO Max. And in 2019, when Rooster Teeth has already been screwing over their first members by raising the prices, some extents as much as 300% even, while offering nothing in return, and as a matter of fact, not simply just not offering more, but offering even less, a lot of first members feel like this is a slap in the face and like they are just getting their money taken and really they aren't being appreciated for, well, supporting Rooster Teeth. So here's what we're going to do. I compiled another document, so this is going to be quite a lengthy video most likely, but before we take a look at that document and the massive backlash that Rooster Teeth is receiving, we're going to take a look at this right up first and just see what they go over. If it's really not much, I'll just kind of skip through it, but let's take a look. They write, Warner Media's HBO Max is getting first dibs on GenLock Season 2, the next installment of Rooster Teeth's popular animated mecha series starring Michael B. Jordan. Season 2 of GenLock will premiere on HBO Max and have an exclusive 90-day run on the service. The company didn't announce a release date. After the 90-day window on HBO Max, the series will be available on Rooster Teeth's first subscription streaming service. Now, before we continue, let me mention something else really quick. And that is how ironic this is, because, as you know, Gray Haddock either stepped down or was forced to step down, or maybe fired. I don't know. Make of that what you will. Make of that news what you will. You know that whole story, though. So you had that whole incident with Gray, who created GenLock, and it just, man, in a way, a lot of the RWBY community, or a lot of the Rooster Teeth community, specifically a lot of the RWBY community, though, was trying to put all the blame on Gray. All the blame on Gray for the numerous mistakes that Rooster Teeth has had in 2019. I mean, we have so many things. We have the crunch time, the prices going up, the failure of Vicious Circle, the poorly handled termination with Vic, just the voice actors going after the fans, any number of things that we could talk about. And they want to blame it all on Gray. And Rooster Teeth also did mention during the crunch time allegations, you know, they mentioned Gray, and then he's not with the company anymore. What I'm getting at is it's a bit ironic to me that they're going to kind of imply all this bad stuff about Gray Haddock, and he's no longer with the company, but they're still going to use his show to try to make some money. I mean, man, you know, Rooster Teeth is the kind of company to act all progressive and talk about, you know, the right thing to do and stuff like that, but here they are, still using the show after getting those claims against them. Like, it's just so ridiculous to me. It really is. That's a whole other point, though. Let's get back to the article. Continuing where we left off. The half-hour animated dystopian series is set 50 years in the future, in which an oppressive authoritarian force threatens to conquer the world. The Resistance recruits a team of pilots for a new form of devastating mecha, with Jordan voicing lead character Julian Chase. Okay, this is just a recap. The move to give HBO Max an exclusive window on the show, which is likely to irritate Rooster Teeth members, oh, they already know it, is an all-in-the-family arrangement. AT&T moved Otter Media, which houses Rooster Teeth, under the Warner Media Entertainment division earlier this year. Last month, Rooster Teeth axed 13% of its staff in a move to position itself for profitable growth. All right, we're going to skip that part. Rooster Teeth co-founder Holm, Matt stepped down too, though, didn't he? What did it say here, though? Commenting on HBO Max's pickup of GenLock Season 2, praised we and the team at HBO Max as having been incredibly supportive. Now, if I recall, Matt did step down, but he's still with the company in a different role, if I recall. I mean, man, there's so much stuff I've reported on with this company in 2019. I kind of forget some things, but I think that's what it was. Matt was stepping down, but was still with the company, I think. Anyways, that's the news. Let's see the final comment here. We were blown away by the response to the first season of the show, both by the Rooster Teeth community and the Adult Swim audience, and cannot wait to bring it to more fans of it. Apparently, you can wait 90 days to your first members that are actually paying you for this product. What do you mean, man? We can't wait to bring it to more fans. Dude, get out of here. Get out of here. You certainly can wait. You're going to make them wait 90 days. Sci-fi and mecha animation, Holmes said in a statement. My gosh. All right, next segment of this video is going to be all the backlash. Let's get to it. From Twitter, the official GenLock account writes, "Let the good times roll again. GenLock Season 2 is coming to HBO Max." There you go. So, first members were like, wait a second. What? Excuse me? So, some backlash in the comments. Let's take a look. Phantom writes, "This is a real slap in the face to all RT first members, especially after just increasing the price. Not cool." 48 likes on that. Nero says, "At least we won't feel the slap for 90 days. Sarcasm there. Until next time says, "This is harsh for those outside of the US who won't be able to watch it until 90 days. Even those in the US will have to pay a subscription to watch it." Ben says, "Now is a pretty good time to either really separate Rooster Teeth Studios or rename it something other than First." Chris says, "Phase 1, create new series, enlist First members and Rooster Teeth fans to support and hype it. Phase 2, raise price of First membership, convince people to sub anyway. Phase 3, negotiate exclusive deal with separate pay channel for above series, annoying the people in phases 1 and 2. And, phase 4, ... Phase 5, profit." I guess the meme phase 4 would be question marks, wouldn't it? And then phase 5, profit. Anyways, so there you go. There you go. People are already memeing this too. I think that's wonderful. I think that's hilarious. Good work. Kevin A says, "Negotiate more like AT&T forcing Rooster Teeth to do stuff." So making an excuse for Rooster Teeth, man. The White Knights are really ridiculous. Sky Spooky Scary says, "Yeah, this is the key point. Warner Media owns both Warner Media owns both Rooster Teeth and HBO. This isn't Rooster Teeth screwing its fans. This is Warner poaching a show it thinks will be successful to benefit another brand it owns first." Except, Rooster Teeth never had to sell off to Warner to begin with. They chose to do that. So yes, this is Rooster Teeth's fault. HBO or AT&T, Warner Media, Otter, whatever you want to go with, didn't force the people in power at Rooster Teeth, the upper management, to sell out. They chose to do that. All right? So you can white knight all you want, but lying to the public is only going to hurt this community more and hurt that goodwill more. Nice try, though. Alexis says, "Does Warner Media want to destroy Rooster Teeth's ability to make its own income? A lot of people were already angry over first changes, and now this. This sort of thing could lead to the end of Rooster Teeth." Zoe says, "Makes it a lot harder for international fans who don't even have the option to subscribe to HBO Max to watch it earlier." Unnamed Terrible Goose says, "So why am I paying for Rooster Teeth first?" So you can see, man, there's a lot of similar complaints here, and rightfully so, in my opinion. The prices have raised in 2019, raised not even just a little bit, but to extreme levels even. Less is being offered, and now this, and now this. Are you kidding me? It's just, it's such a bad look. So you have people wondering why they're paying for First. You have people canceling for First. They've been canceling all of 2019. I'm sure, well, okay, listen, that's a bit hyperbolic. Maybe not all of 2019, but a lot of people have been canceling throughout 2019, all right? And I think it would not be unreasonable to say most of 2019. I mean, in January, things weren't that bad, but February already, man, Rooster Teeth was having bad news. And since February, it's been almost a nonstop waterfall of bad news, and it's all forming into a giant cesspool at the bottom, and these white knights are diving in, drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. Moving on. Oh no says, "What happened to it coming to VRV, much less to Rooster Teeth first?" That's actually something I wish I looked into more before reporting on this, to be honest. Did they say it was coming to VRV? That's even shadier if they said that, and now it's coming to HBO Max first. Alex says, "Completely guessing here. For those wondering if it will be on Rooster Teeth or not, it probably won't be. But maybe someone still has a heart at the company and will grace us with some of the content we used to get with First." Oh my gosh, man. I feel so bad for these people. I'm glad I canceled mine back in, I think it was February. I think I posted a community tab post too, or I put the screenshot in a video or something. Yeah, mine's been canceled. And as much as I want to watch Volume 7 and at least see if it's decent, don't think I'll be signing up again, man. I just can't support this. I just can't. I'm considering going through VRV instead, but that's not a great alternative, so I'm still figuring it all out, man. How annoying. It's such a shame, these companies. Man, so many companies we looked up to over the years have just turned out to be such scum. Oh, man. We could go down the list. A lot of them are gaming companies, too. It's really sad. But let's just continue on here. Sean, oh wait, is this, it's still Twitter. Okay. I do have a Reddit segment, and that's, all right, we still have a ways to go, so let's continue. Sean the Baker says, kinda a shaft to both first members and us over the pond. So yeah, I mean, apparently some people can't even get HBO Max if they wanted it. So that's another big problem. Ashley Blackburn says, super excited for a season 2. Though the idea that it's not on Rooster Teeth first raises questions. Like, will it be taken off HBO Max after the 90 days, or will it stay there and then be also on Rooster Teeth first? Samuel says, so when you say first, it's a figure of speech. Megan says, sucks people are mad about first being second. I get it. But also know that to keep this show alive, they needed to find another home. That is going to the RT site at all. RT site at all is a surprise, really. I mean, there you go, another white knight. Really, it's a surprise that it's going on the Rooster Teeth site at all. Wow, okay. Randy says, I know there's a lot of things BTS that fans aren't aware of, and I know that companies have to be made to get things funded and produced, but dang, I gotta admit, that first membership is really not worth as much. Content is not on par with what we used to have. So the content's not as on par with what you used to have, and some people are paying 300% more for said first membership. Wow. Says, rip to those having to wait 3 months. Rohan says, why does this sound like it won't be on the Rooster Teeth site? Paladin responds, it will be, just stupidly 3 months bloody later. Ghost of Goats says, so if I don't have HBO, how and when will I watch this? You have to wait 90 days, aka 3 months before it's on Rooster Teeth's site. Fernando says, hence why I canceled my first membership a long time ago. Rooster Teeth is not the company I admired years ago. Bones says, thanks, I hate it. Justin says, I award you one yike. Lion says, and Toonami, I loved it on Toonami. Big Halloween fan says, well, this news is disappointing. Felix says, I'm Canadian, and HBO Max isn't a service here. So a lot of people got that issue. Hazard says, I hopped over to my public art account to be sad with you on happy face. Cody says, time to boycott another greedy company. Reinsler says, nice, but what about South America? We don't have HBO Max here. There you go again. Justin says, and Rooster Teeth 2, right? Don't know what that one's about. Phantom says, and now the BS starts. And now we'll hop over to Reddit. That was only responses to their tweet. And keep in mind, that was not all of them. That was only some of the ones that I thought stood out and I included. There was even more than that. And there's plenty more on Reddit than what I have here. Again, this is kind of what just stands out. So let me actually zoom this in a little more because it's hard for me to see here. And I'm going to move that over for you guys. All right, here we go. So from Reddit, let's take a look. And hold up. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. Post says, from the Variety article today, thoughts, Season 2 of GenLock will premiere on HBO Max and have an exclusive 90-day run on the service. After the 90 days, it'll go on Rooster Teeth first. Responses, I mean, it was probably this or nothing. I'd much rather have this. So you're going to pay HBO Max to see it or wait the 90 days? No response. It feels like Rooster Teeth is giving us less and less reason to subscribe to first. Feels like a good way to ensure people pirate your shows instead of watching them in your website. So there you go. One person kind of stands it a little bit, and the other people, of course, given backlash, and they're the ones getting upvotes for the most part. Let's continue on. Another post. GenLock renewed for Season 2 as HBO Max Rooster Teeth set first partnership. And the responses? It's a little sad they have to distance themselves from Rooster Teeth a bit, but I was not expecting a Season 2 announcement so soon at all, so happy days. Why do they have to distance themselves from RT? Is there something I missed? Basically, Warner/HBO will help financing Season 2, so they get a timed exclusivity in exchange. Sorry, all I heard was corporate greed. Is it just me, or is Rooster Teeth becoming more like the giant corporations that we hate for pulling BS like timed exclusives? They wanted to be a big company. I guess they got their wish. Person got negative 26 downvotes. This person got downvoted so hard. You know, that's the thing. The Reddit here, and what Reddit is this? Is this Rooster Teeth? This is from our GenLock, the GenLock subreddit. So of course these people are going to be biased. But that's the thing, man. That's the thing with Reddit. It's so pathetic. And other sites that function the same way, but Reddit's a great example. And that way that I'm talking about is upvotes and downvotes. These people will downvote brigade this person, but they won't actually explain why he's wrong. They'll just downvote him. They're so mad. They got to downvote him. That'll make them feel better. My gosh. He says edit. I'm not ragging on the writers and animators, I'm ragging on the executives. They could just release the show on the same date on all platforms and get as many people to see the show as possible. Instead, they chose to do a timed exclusive, which hurts audience size while maintaining the amount of money taken from dedicated fans who still want to see the show no matter the platform. And there you go. That gets negative 26 downvotes. GG. Kind of makes the price raise for First even less appealing. At this point, I was going to pay per month when RWBY and GenLock were up. Sucks, but it's an expensive show. Other funding was needed clearly. Well, how come it wasn't needed for Season 1? Right? Season 1, they didn't need HBO Max. Why do they need it now? Things not going so well over at Rooster Teeth? You don't need me to tell you that. Just look at the news. Continuing. But 90 days, by the time it comes to First, avoiding spoilers will be a massive ordeal. Why would I pay for First once RWBY ends? Warner wants something exclusive to their platform since it looks like they are funding it. At least it's coming to Rooster Teeth. I get that, and I'm glad it's being made, but this on top of the price hike for First ain't doing a lot to make it seem like the value is there. How will spoilers be handled? I mean, it's hard with RWBY when it was a 1 week delay, but 90 days. And on that topic of Rooster Teeth, really quick, because hollow promises and all that, maybe at least one viewer remembers this, but I swear, man, like almost 2 years ago, when Rooster Teeth was talking about updating their website, didn't they say that they were going to include a like in-depth, detailed RWBY Wikipedia on the Rooster Teeth site? I swear I remember that. I really do remember them saying that. Can anyone confirm or deny that in the comments? Because I will say, I've always strongly disliked the RWBY Wikipedia page because it's fan-made. Like the current one, I think it's like ruby.wikia.com or something. The main one, you know, when you type in like RWBY Wiki, it pops up. That one's fan-made, and there's a lot of misinfo there, and they're also very gatekeepery. They gatekeep who can actually edit it. So it's really just not a good thing, not a good system, because the people who edit it are kind of just clicky, and they just don't use the real information. They use their opinions, and they present it as fact. So I was really excited for Rooster Teeth to actually make their own Wikipedia for the RWBY content, but it seems like instead of doing that, they made this RWBY companion book, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments. Moving on. Let's see. What's worse is that the show will get way less viewers than it would on First. Might actually be the end of the show if they don't end it at Season 2. I just worry about this causing people to stop paying for First or HBO Max and just pirate it. I mean, if people want to do that, you surely would understand why they feel that way, though, right? Says, you don't know that in response to okay, I don't know why he's even saying that, to be honest. I guess he's saying you don't know the show will end. All right. And then this guy says, which basically means more people will pirate it. And another user even writes, good thing I steal every episode. Pirate's life for me. So good job, Rooster Teeth. There you go. There you go. See what's happening? This person says, Rooster Teeth first, more like Rooster Teeth second. I would be less annoyed by this if Rooster Teeth hadn't just jacked up the rates for First members. Why am I paying more to get less content than I got last year? If this is what it takes for Season 2 to get made, I'll tolerate it. But it still doesn't sit well with me. You answered your own question. Why am I paying more to get less content than I got last year? I'll tolerate it. Stop tolerating it. Stop tolerating it, another Redditor says. And Hounds of War, the previous Redditor, responds saying, I mean, I was already planning on getting HBO Max when it comes out, so really this doesn't affect me at all. I'm just saying that Rooster Teeth should really focus on giving First members more benefits in order to justify the price increase. FUNC responds saying, why would they give more benefits when people are willing to stomach paying more money for less content? They aren't. They aren't. Why are you making a hot take claiming that people are willing to pay when they aren't? Haven't you been reading the forums? Haven't you been reading social media? So many people are saying that they're unsubscribing. I've had like, dude, I probably have millions of views of videos, specifically only Rooster Teeth content from 2019. All the content I made on RT is probably millions worth of views. And by far, the general consensus is people in agreement with those opinions that I share in those videos. And guess what? Those opinions are mostly not very good right now. People are not happy. Hounds then responds saying, just because I'm willing to stomach paying more for less doesn't mean everyone else is. And he's exactly right, because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't. Moving on. Synth says this, and I think everything from Rooster Teeth Studios, depending on external funding, which usually depends on first run rights wherever the money wants. JJ says, I don't get this mindset. I don't consider this to be a RT First project anymore now that they are partnering with HBO Max. Do they need to rebrand the First name? I just look at it as a name of a subscription service. I think Bernie talked about how stuff from the studio branch will most likely be on other services. So people are even like implying or, thinking that Rooster Teeth should change the name of First because clearly it's not a great name for it in their opinion. Hounds responds saying, my issue is not that RT is partnering with other companies. My issue is that the price of First has gone up and the benefits of it have gone down. Very reasonable take in my opinion. Hounds further says, pretty much the same take. We'll move on from that. I think I may have repeated this twice by accident. No. Here's what's going on here. So Hounds makes that post. Again, my issue is not that RT is partnering with other companies. The issue is that First has gone up while the benefits have gone down. JJ responds to that saying, this is why they should probably rebrand it. The problem is treating it like a subscription service anymore when it is essentially kind of like a Patreon. I'm dropping my first subscription after RWBY 7 is over and will only subscribe during future volumes of RWBY. A lot of people are like that, and that's a big problem that Rooster Teeth has. They get people that sign up for RWBY because RWBY's one of their flagships, if not their main flagship show at this point. And then when the RWBY season's done, they cancel their membership. So for years, Rooster Teeth has been trying to solve that problem because they obviously want people to be First members every day of the year, not just during RWBY season. So I can understand that they have to take some risks here and there and try other things and that sort of thing. But that's not really what they're doing. They're just providing less value to First. It's not even that they're really taking risks, because at least risk could mean like more value, maybe, right? But no, it's like straight up, you're paying more and you're getting less out of it. It's not good. It's not good at all. Moving on. First off, ExploX says more like Rooster Teeth's second members. Haven't heard that one before. Still a good one though. RD says 90 days is rough, especially since it's unclear whether or not HBO Max will be available outside of the US. HBO Max should be available outside US. It's a direct competitor to Disney. It seems like a lot of people are claiming it's not, though. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I don't have HBO Max, and I didn't look into that before making this video. I guess I should have done that. Sorry about that. Seems like the general consensus so far is that it's not, but you might want to check that yourself. Wes says, at what point are they going to realize they should stop devaluing First? Like, if HBO comes to Australia, I'm just more likely to get that for everything else because it will actually have value, unlike First. Wouldn't that be really funny if this ended up blowing up in Rooster Teeth's face, where they have a mass exodus of First members, but HBO gets like new people signing up? And while I don't necessarily say HBO's much better than Rooster Teeth, I mean, if they're both under the same umbrella, so to speak, I still think that would be telling and quite funny. At that point, you know, maybe AT&T would just scrap Rooster Teeth too. They'd be like, man, what do we even use you guys for? Like, let's scrap 90% of the company. We'll just use the production team, but all this other stuff, no more of that. And maybe they would at that point just get rid of the whole Rooster Teeth and make it a division of one of the current companies that's under that. I don't know. Just talking. Moving on. Oh my gosh. It just scrolled away so much. We're almost done with this, though, as you can see. So let me see where we left off. Let's go with this. Rooster Teeth subs will get it 90 days after it debuts on Warner Media's new streaming service. The response? This was expected, but still rough. Met says a little upset, not completely unexpected. Bare minimum, I'm glad to see the show is picked up for a second season. Morancy says, oof, why do I keep First membership again? Trapper says, just get rid of it. Then get it again once a new show you like finishes its season and binge. That's what I'm going to do for Arizona Circle and what I did in the past for Hardcore Tabletop. Heads Swedens says, I understand that Rooster Teeth needs funding so they can make the shows they've always wanted, but this is such a slap in the face of fans outside of the USA. Just use a VPN. I shouldn't have to purchase a VPN service just to be able to purchase another service like HBO on top of my First membership just to be able to watch the show again. I understand this is how the entertainment industry works right now, but I can't help but be salty. And I would even say if you're using a VPN, there's a good chance that that video is going to buffer a lot as you try to watch it too. Of course, it depends, but that's a very real possibility. So paying more and worse quality. Wonderful. Great. Thanks for your money, though. Thanks for your First membership, though. Few more posts here. From a post that says, I am happy yet confused at the same time. Does this mean it won't be at the Rooster Teeth site? And the responses in the comments, I guess First needs an asterisk next to it now. It's now called Second. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. I was on the fence with the price hike, and since then, RT has basically done the exact opposite of what I wanted to see. First, Arizona Circle gets shopped around after RT asked for a big first drive and got it to get it greenlit. And now this? Seems like FH is the only group, I think that's Funhouse, who cares about first members at this point, due to them bringing back the fan art show. I'm really wondering what the heck First pays for, because it doesn't feel like it goes to getting extra content. Wow. That's, this is not good. So this string of bad news for Rooster Teeth in 2019 somehow still hasn't really slowed down. This is actually insane. I never would have thought that Rooster Teeth would have such a monumental level of bad news in a single year. It's to the point where I'm wondering what company they even has competition in terms of so much bad news in a year. I mean, Bethesda had a heck of a year in 2018 during that whole Fallout 76 thing, but even that was over in 2 months. I mean, you had, the game backlash, then the canvas bag backlash, the Nuka-Cola backlash, and that was all huge, but it was done in 2 months, right? Maybe 3 months, but I don't think it went on 3 months. This Rooster Teeth stuff has been almost nonstop throughout most of the year. Again, from February, and now we're in October, and it's just nuts, man. And if you're not aware, if you're new to my channel, or if you didn't get notifications or something, whatever it may be, if you're not aware, I actually made a video earlier today also on Rooster Teeth, because there are claims being leveled against RT and DC Comics that a collaboration comic book between the two companies has resulted in alleged art theft from a fan's creation, a fan weapon ripped, no credit given, no contact, according to the artist. And maybe they didn't really steal it, but you'll have to take a look and make your opinion on it. I don't know if they really took it or not. I'm just reporting on what's out there right now. And that was another story from today. So it's just insane. Wow. Yeah, it's insane. That's all I can say. So I have some shouts out for the last 2 videos I made today. The video I just mentioned and the Twitter video. Another company with bad news. Twitter down over 20%. If you haven't seen that video, it's also out there today. If you're curious in some social media news, big tech giants crashing. It's always entertaining to see that. Now, some shouts out to the wonderful people who promoted those videos. Thank you for that. It helps out a lot. Sharing the videos, liking the videos, commenting in the videos, all that stuff absolutely does help. Thank you for that. Shouts out to the Lancaster Kid, Super Saiyan Hey, Akbar Henderson, Altier Jico Eggs Benedict. What is that name? Joshua B. Sleepy, Hatred Everywhere, Viper Dragon Zero, my bad. The Lancaster Kid, Super Saiyan Hey, Coden X, Mr. Anime 343, John Edwards, my bad. 0, yeah, there's 2 zeros there. I got that one right. And Enigma, Skelekitty, and Joshua B. Thank you all very much. Helps out a whole bunch. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Man, busy day today. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, though. I do want to stream, but the problem I have now is that I'm out of notifications. So I'm going to figure out what to do. If you guys aren't following me on Twitch, consider following me on Twitch. It's Twitch HeroHei. Link in the description. Might start streaming there more often if I'm going to make 3 videos a day on this channel, which I would like to do, but then I feel bad asking people to go to a different website. I'd rather keep it all here in the same spot. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Thank you guys for being a part of this community. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.